Using your leadership power effectively overcomes difficult challenges. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. And as is our custom, of course, we wait just a few extra seconds just to allow those who wish to join us live to do exactly that. So while we await those folks to join us, as I said, I'll just put up our welcome message and prepare to get going in just a quick moment. Okay, great. All right. Well, let's run over to the slideshow and get things teed up, as they say in the game of golf, and get ready to do our presentation for today. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. In our 14 or so minutes of time together, you will learn how to use some effective strategies, processes, techniques, and tools that will help you master many types of organizational challenges leaders like you encounter each and every day. So let's begin. In these verses spoken by the preacher, or person who speaks to the assembly of God's people, we discover some truths that Solomon learned in his experiences, mistakes, and realities as king and ruler of his people. Notice that Solomon sees how the various occurrences of happenstance and calamity can still provide wise and knowledgeable leaders with opportunities or options to attain better or more promising outcomes, especially when we use our time and chances to apply ourselves and understand our learning of the numerous lessons that life offers to us all. Professional leaders need to assess, evaluate, and determine the impacts of their performances. And since you are operating your own business of leadership, you will want to know the quantity and the quality of the products or outcomes your efforts are generating. In a word, what types of results are your leadership activities producing? Are your experiments, tests, plans, or strategies coming out the way you intended them to? Or are the things that are happening out of your control or anticipation? Let's face the fact that some of your intentions work out as you expected them to, and some of those plans do not end up the way you hoped they would. Or, as Professors Waters and Mintzberg say in their 1985 paper entitled On Strategies, which features their examinations of deliberate versus emergent strategies, that deliberate and emergent strategies may be thought of as two ends of a continuum along which real world strategies lie. They elaborate their description of this conceptual continuum by discussing various properties and forms of organizational strategies, which they label as planned, entrepreneurial, unconnected, process, ideological, umbrella, consensus, and imposed. In short, their research enabled them to define strategy as a pattern in a stream of decisions. Effective leadership means being aware of these two forms or realms of human reality. By placing the emphasis, attention, and knowledge of your actions on both forms of reality, you are much more likely to capably channel, amplify, magnify, or enhance the powers of your socially based energy fields, flows, or forces, and enrich, elevate, or energize the investments, impacts, and inputs of your human capital assets, which are within your organizational orbit and your circle of influence. You will need to position your leadership actions in such a way as to be seen by others as being objective and just, as being concerned and caring about the welfare of others, as being honest and ethical, as being trusting and respecting others, as being willing to inspect what you expect, as being a leader who empowers, educates, and encourages each and every one with substantive manner, not just by shouting over the rooftops and assuming you have helped anybody. In fact, this principle of universal integrity is actually a moral argument. It speaks to the logic of the Golden Rules, which tells us to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Look at the awesome burdens, problems, and difficulties imposed on leaders by their daily challenges. Then consider how leaders are being challenged to explain or justify their actions and decisions each and every day. Just think about the sad answers to this question that you are likely to hear from many leaders. How often do they operate without any clear or cogent structure to the deployment of their actions, exchanges of information, or their ethical or emotional positions? Physical scientists call the phenomena of syntropy the importation of information in an orderly fashion. Wise leaders realize that their keys to success depend upon being thoughtful, rely on sharpening their cognitive abilities, and syntropic systems to help them order their imported information. Most people know something about synergy. Effective leaders use collaboration, coaching, education, and consultation to improve and empower the performances of people. Every communicative, cognitive, and collaborative act must be as significant as possible. The mark of professionally competent leaders is revealed in this single important fact. Their actions tend to be highly significant, creative, and entrepreneurial. You probably understand that chaos means utter confusion or disorderly things or a total lack of organization in a particular state of affairs. That's why leaders who wish to be effective must make every effort to order their action goals or policy purposes. Leaders have to organize their priorities, processes, and people, and leaders can optimize every aspect of their operations, opportunities, and options to reduce or eliminate the destructive effects of chaotic situations. Developing a leadership philosophy means creating frameworks for your functioning as a communicator, thinker, collaborator, and creator. So, your philosophical approach should help people and yourself be accountable for your actions and commit to the aims of the enterprise. It should encourage ethical, moral, and honest behaviors while it respects each other's authority and positions. It should empower everyone to ask for and accept the support and guidance of others. And finally, being authentic and true to your philosophy will help you to remain true to and act congruently with the principles, tenets, elements, and precepts of your philosophy. Your reasons for, rationale for, justifications for being a leader, acting and speaking the way you do, thinking about and deciding on things or making the plans and pursuing the goals you have are all revealed and become functions of the incremental experiences, successes, and defeats you encounter as a person, family member, friend, professional, and leader. That's why most coaches encourage leaders to record and then read through their experiences, challenges, and other thoughts in a personal journal. That simple act of reviewing your past via daily self reflection will help you improve your rationale and reasons for being or acting. To create the future, you have to embrace an enthusiastic, passionate, and substantial foundation of beliefs and dreams in your spirit, soul, and body. The substance of your faith in the future vision must contain your spoken, written, and acted upon expressions of your envisioned reality. Once you begin to talk about, write down, and act out your visionary statements, you will see yourself becoming bolder, more courageous, and confident in the realization of those future expectations, expansions, and experiences. Instead of using your skills, expertise, and knowledge, along with your emotional attitudes and your mental mindset, to deceive or manipulate people, you should use those skills and knowledge to do things for others, to break down barriers, to perceive or sense the hidden mysteries, and be wise enough to see the truth, to move or change the frames that bind us all and inspire or edify other players. If you make the commitment and decide to employ the full range of those six power apps, you will find it easy and simple to enrich, enhance, and elevate the full potential of your human capital assets. Your people will be transformed and turned into wealth producing powerhouses who are totally engaged in their work, fully empowered to handle any challenge, and confidently encouraged to push through and persevere regardless of any difficulties they might face. Using the applications of your leadership power can help you overcome and deal with the many challenges you encounter. You should take comfort in the fact that every organizational leader faces and handles many similar types of challenges, problems, and experiences as you do. What will give you an advantage is what this episode tried to explain to you. There are only two types of experiences, two forms of reality, a principle of universal integrity, three effective ways to manage every chaotic situation, six leadership power apps, and one process for dealing with your past, and another for creating your ideal future. And you have adjustments you can make, and the 3S phenomena to help you shape those social energies. So watch the replay recording, take good notes, and ask me questions, and you'll be the master of your challenges in a short amount of time. This ends today's lesson. Now, what you're looking at is the catalog of materials, training, and coaching support, which are featured in my Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program. You can see that this program is designed to dramatically improve your leadership performances and use your leadership strengths to comprehensively empower the achievements of your people. Right now, this program is available to you at my lowest possible price, so I urge you to visit the webpage that you see right in the middle of the slide, which is www.one-iam.com/LPP-tools, or you can simply click on the Enroll and Get Started Now button that you see on the right side of your screen. And when you do click on that Enroll and Get Started Now button, it will open up a new web browser window or a new web browser tab, so you won't lose your place in the webinar. And if you like what you read on that page, go ahead and get going now. Don't forget, there is my famous no questions asked, no risk to you 30-day money back guarantee for this program. So you really have nothing to lose by enrolling now in this awesome educational experience. And while you're typing in that web page or you're clicking on the Enroll and Get Started Now button, I'm going to run back to my trusty control panel and send you in the chat area. I'm going to send you the links to the two bonus gifts that I have for you today. And so let's see, here's the first one. Oop, there we go. Great, there we go. It's sent up there, I hope. Let's see, where's my screen here? Okay, great. All right, let's see. All right, well, the first bonus gift that I have for you today is the 5 Leadership Uplifter Tasks infographic. It is a one-page document. It is also a PDF document, so any computing device is capable of reading it or even printing it out, and that's what I encourage you to do. Just download that infographic, print it out, and put it on your desk or hang it on a wall or someplace where you can refer to it as you go through your day and act as a leader. It is a PDF document and it fits on one sheet of paper, so that's not a problem. And you can just ask yourself, am I performing one or more of these tasks as you act as a leader? And if you are, your actions are likely to be highly effective. If you are not doing one or more of those 5 tasks, as a leader, you probably will find that your leadership performance could use a little improvement. Okay, so that's a great guideline for you, almost a cheat sheet, but it's a little more graphic. And the second bonus gift that I have for you today is the Words with Wisdom 8-page PDF document. It's a paper as well, and I suggest that you download that and you can read it on your computer or you can print it out. A lot of people like to print it out because they like to write notes to themselves in the margins, and maybe as they read through things on leadership or anything to do with leadership or management, they can use and come up with ways to connect that lesson with what they read in the Words with Wisdom paper. So, and that contains strategies and principles and other tips and techniques that pertain to leadership, many of which we covered either in this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms or in previous episodes of Leadership Power Paradigms. So that is a great little gift and a resource for you. So I hope you enjoy that. Now, I also need to say to all of you who are watching the replay recording, as I did mention in the last slide, I think I encouraged you to watch the replay recording once again, and this way you know what's sort of happening and you can take more notes and catch things that you might have missed in the very first viewing of it. But yeah, I do encourage people to watch the replay recordings because, hey, you can watch that as often as you like, and why not? You want to get as much out of it, out of these episodes that you possibly can. And also, once you're on the replay recording, of course, you have a question box on the right-hand side of your screen. Just type in any question or comment that you have about leadership or management. Doesn't matter whether we covered that particular idea in this episode or any other episode. You might have a question about leadership or management and you want to ask somebody who might have an answer for you. So go ahead and type it in and press the email us or email now button, and it will automatically send your name and your email address because you needed to do that to register for this webinar, and use our our interface here to the webinar, and so you don't have to type in your name or your email address. All you need to do is type in the comment or the question that you have concerning leadership or management. and I will respond to you. I respond to all of those questions and comments, and I do it in writing. So, maybe you can get some free advice or guidance, or an answer to questions that you might have had and always wanted to ask somebody like me to do. Anyway, so that's that. That, like I said, was the end of the episode. So I thank each and every one of you for joining us today in our this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas. I have been your host and presenter for today's episode. God bless each and every one of you. Godspeed to you all, and I wish you all the very best of success in all of your leadership endeavors. Take care.